mobile prepaid.
See you on the 18th! Hi, I'm Farid Basir, the Chief Human Capital Officer of Telekom Malaysia.
And I'm Izni, or my friends here call me Genie. I'm from Group Brand and Com.
And I'm Chu, Digital Marketing Manager from TM1.
We are at our HQ, Menara TM. If your career aspiration is as high as this tower,
Or if you want to know how to be future ready,
And to get tips to kickstart your career,
join us
at Chill Out with TM,
18 August at 3 p.m.
you may be the lucky one to win a unified mobile prepaid.
See you on the 18th! Hi, I'm Farid Basir, the Chief Human Capital Officer of Telekom Malaysia.
And I'm Izni, or my friends here call me Genie. I'm from Group Brand and Com.
And I'm Chu, Digital Marketing Manager from TM1.
We are at our HQ, Menara TM. If your career aspiration is as high as this tower,
Or if you want to know how to be future ready,
And to get tips to kickstart your career,
join us
at Chill Out with TM,
18 August at 3 p.m.
you may be the lucky one to win a unified mobile prepaid.
See you on the 18th!
TM has bbeen at the forefront of every telecommunications technology evolution in Malaysia. Our digital infrastructure, connectivity and solutions will fast forward Malaysia into the Industrial Revolution 4.0 era and beyond. And TM is now 5G ready. We're ready to elevate the quality of life for every Malaysian as we progress to become a digital society, digital economy and digital government, transforming into a digital nation to make life and business easier for a better Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Welcome to the live webinar with Telekom Malaysia. Be future ready, tips to kickstart your career. My name is Farid Basir. I'm the Chief Human Capital Officer of Telekom Malaysia. We are live from Agile Suite TM Convention Center, Menara Telekom Malaysia. And as the Chief Human Capital Officer of Telekom Malaysia, I'm responsible in developing as well as implementing people's strategy to support our overall business strategy and directions for us to become the digital enabler for Malaysia. Now, in TM, we strongly believe in what people say as work-life balance. Personally, I call it life-work harmony. Life first, only then work. And we always encourage our employees, warga Telekom Malaysia, warga TM, to pursue their personal interests in sports, for example. So we have Club TM. So I'm in two teams. I'm in the Fit Touch team of Telekom Malaysia as well as the rugby team. I also in the football team of Telekom Malaysia. We also support cycling clubs. We have cycling clubs for the cyclists out there, TM bikers, for those who want to have spiritual engagement. We have our association for example, even in terms of women empowerment, we have our Tiara Anita. We also promote public speaking through our Telekom Toastmaster clubs. Not to forget CSR, we have our TM Rovers. For that reason, we have our live band in the house. Welcome to 30 Cent. It's our own band, homegrown, where all the band members are our own employees. And I would like to welcome Hilmi Lemeng. So Lemeng is from customer experience, and Farid. Farid is from group band and com. And finally, Azwa from support business. Yeah. Thank you. 30 cents. Now, today, I'm not alone. I have with me two young leaders, Izni and Chu. What we are going to do today, we're going to share with you 10 tips how you can kickstart your career. So we're going to divide this into 3 segments. So Izni will be sharing with us the first 3 tips, and then followed by Chu, and I will share the last 4 tips. For after each segment, yeah, you can post your questions, and we'll be responding. The panel will be responding. And for those who lucky, what we're going to do, we're going to share with you Unify Mobile. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so with that, I would like to pass to Izni.
Thank you, Encik Farid. I'm Izni, but my friends in TM here call me Jeannie. I'm in Group Brand and Com. So I've been here for about 8 years, and I've been doing from all sorts of things regarding to social media, building TM's first social media presence, our first online customer service on Twitter, and also I've looked at platforms like Skype, our own internal platform Flow. So I look at analytics as well. So when I did the social media, I also looked at analytics. So a broad experience, I would say, regarding to digital, social media, brand marketing, and now I'm in internal communications. And I think in TM, my favorite thing here in TM is, I would say, the people. Because we have thousands of staff, Warga TM, and not every single one of us is the same. And these people have helped me grow so much, learn so much in TM, and the experience I've gained here is actually thanks to all the people in Telekom Malaysia. Yeah.
Thank you, Izni. Now this is something weird because when I joined Telekom back in 1994, I never heard about platform, social media, analytics. So thank you very much. And we also have our next panel. Chu, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Chu. Currently I'm the Digital Marketing Manager in TM1. So managing things like social medias, websites, so those are my forte. Probably to share a little bit of my background, I've been in Telekom Malaysia for 9 years. And my journey has been very exciting, I would say, in here. I started to work as an engineer in Telekom Malaysia, looking into networks, telecommunication stuff, very, very handy. Then I moved towards strategy, looking into strategic engagement, strategic projects, and all those things. Then I come to a point I feel like I want to do something a little bit even more different. I moved to marketing. That's where I am right now. So if you were to ask me what I like about TM, TM has given me a lot of opportunity for me to explore, to learn more about myself, my strength, and also for me to grow. This is one thing that I appreciate a lot for Telekom Malaysia. Right.
Thank you, Chu. Chu have shared with me actually his background was nanotechnology.
Yes.
Then he's doing marketing now. So from nanotechnology engineer become a marketer.
So it shows that a geek, an engineer, can actually do marketing as well.
It shows that you can do anything in TM. Yeah, if you want to do something, I think, and maybe you want to explore other things, TM is the correct ecosystem for you because we have all kinds of bidang kat dalam ni, all kinds of career opportunities, and it's all under one roof. So it's something special here.
Thank you, Izni. Thank you, Chu. Now it's time for us that you've been waiting for. What will be the 10 tips for you to kickstart your career? And we're going to have 3 segments. The first segment, I will pass it to Izni, and she will be sharing what are the first 3 tips to kickstart your career. Over to you, Izni.
Yes, thank you, Encik Farid. So for tip number 1, okay, I think I'm going to talk about your mindset. Under mindset here, actually, it's going to be expanding into a few things. One is your intent, the right attitude, and as well as having an overall general outlook in life and when you work, when you enter your career or your job. So when I say my intent, so the first thing is having the right mindset is to have the right intent. In Islam we say nawaitu, the niat. What's your intent when you come to work every day? Do you want to come to work? Do you want to help people? Or do you want to solve a problem? Or is it the other way around? Do you want to, curi tulang? That's not good lah, obviously. So you have to set your niat and your intent right. When you come to work every day, when you step foot in your office, what's your intent? What do you want to do today? Do you want to make a difference? So you got to pick that one first. So once you have that thing, your intent, it follows with your attitude. You have to have the right attitude. So when you do something, are you giving it 50%? Are you giving it 60? Are you giving it 60 at work, 40 at something else? But make sure whatever that you are being responsible of, you deliver. I think that's what is important. Somebody has put in that faith in you to do something. You really just need to deliver and give it 100%. And when you give 100%, how do you give 100%? You listen, you acknowledge, you pay attention. There's one thing when going into meeting and you just shut off. I think that's something, maybe some people encountered that. I think at one point in my career also, you go into the meeting, kadang-kadang you shut off, but you snap back, you realize that, hey, am I doing this right? Am I going into meetings and into discussions, into brainstorming? Am I giving my all, like at your best capacity? So that comes with the right attitude. When you pay attention, you get to understand the problem. Like say your friend comes to you, right? Oh, I have this problem, la la la. So you listen and you pay attention, then you can notice and realize which aspect that you can help and contribute. So again, it comes to the niat lah. Do you want to help your colleague? Do you want to help your customers? In TM we have like millions of customers. Maybe for me, right now I'm not facing customers directly like as how I did the customer experience. So now my customers are my lines of businesses, my friends in my other divisions who need my help. So I find it like it's my amanah also to help them. And when you do this, I think you always have to have that positive outlook in life. Macam you do something, you can't always like put something down or put yourself down or put the idea down. You always have to have that, okay, what if this would work? How would it contribute to the company? How would it contribute to yourself, your growth, and your career? So I think that's my number one tip. The right mindset, which comes into your niat, your nawaitu, your right attitude, and then being positive. But also, when you be positive, tak boleh juga be positive menonong kosong macam tu je. Be prepared. So that's where comes to my second point, which is tip number 2, be prepared. So preparation is always key. So you gotta do your research. When you get outside from you dah habis belajar, you finish your studies and all, you want to go to interviews. First thing that everybody will tell you, do your research. Research about the company. Right now we have the internet. TM has provided, high-speed internet for all of Malaysians to become digital Malaysians and to research. You research the company that you want, Telekom Malaysia. And now you have all these websites, and I'm sure all the companies would have websites for you to learn, to know about them. And let me just share from my personal experience. I've come into TM, and please don't get mad at me. I've been to other interviews as well, to other companies, and I've done my research. But at the end of the day, once you compare apple to apple, you got to look the benefits that the environment that you're looking for. You have to weigh in everything into your decision. And my decision was to stay in Telekom Malaysia because it fit me so well. It's like in here already, So that's my experience. So when I do the research, and when you're not prepared, it can bring you fear. So that comes to another point. When you're not prepared, you takut, you fear, you are like scared of doing something because your knowledge is not enough.
Absolutely.
So you got to overcome that, and you got to do your research again. You got to know more, and you'll be even more confident. So the more knowledge you have, it will contribute with your confidence as well. When somebody asks you this, you can answer that. Somebody asks you ABC, you can answer A dash 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 B dash 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 C dash dash dash. So that comes with when you're being prepared. I know, like Chu, why not you share something? You change like from engineer to marketing to like I don't know nanotech, and you just finish like a cert. So what's your?
Well, put it that way. Always have that mindset of learning. Keep yourself open. And do explore. It's just like what you said. Internet is out there. You can always explore and actually learn something new and get yourself prepared. The only thing that is stopping you probably is laziness, I would say.
And procrastination.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is also tied to laziness.
Correct. So, preparedness. You always get yourself prepared. When you are more prepared, no doubt you will still feel nervous at times. But when you are more prepared, you are more confident. You build in more confidence to yourself. So tak adalah jadi macam gelabah, those kind of things when you're going for interviews. Yeah, so those are some of the things that why preparedness is very important, right?
Thank you, Chu. And with that, Chu, I end my second tip, which is be prepared. So first is having the right mindset, and at the same time being prepared. My third tip is taking care of relationships. Okay, so as you grow, as you develop friends, you realize that there is a lot of people in this world, and there are all kinds of people in this world, and the importance of taking care of the relationship is like for me is up here lah, together with everything else in the world, because I think networking is important, and you have your friends around and these people around to help you, help you with work. You need your team members to support your projects. You cannot do everything on your own. Like even in life, you're expected to have a partner in life. You have families, children. So you need that wholesomeness. So when you get into work, try not to step on too much toes and try to keep your relationships terjaga lah. And again, you never know who can help you in the future. So I have a number of times where sometimes I just smile at that person, or I have an extra nasi lemak and I just pass, okay lah, why not, you have this. And then in the next few months, suddenly I need their help. And they remember those little things, those little smiles, those little hello, those little, why not you go first, those little, when you tap your card and then suddenly cannot and you help it out, you never know, like really. Like the other day, I needed help with a girl at the lobby to take a picture. And then, okay, I have extra nasi lemak, I give to her. And then suddenly I saw her like near my home, at the petrol station near my home. I'm like, hey, I know you, and like, hey, we transfer smile, like, hey, it's a pleasant feeling when you did something nice and then that person remembers you outside from work. It just gives that, for me lah, it just gives me that extra token in life. Just to knowing that you did something, tak ada niat not to expect anything in return, but just those little things in life, it just gives me that. And having friends in different divisions, in different departments, like you never know, maybe one day there's a project that you need to do that's maybe related to oil and gas. Oh no, I don't know anything about oil and gas because I'm in telecommunication. You can just call them up. Hey, what do you think about this? And then they'll just share that knowledge with you because you've always been nice to them. Nobody doesn't want to help anybody that's nice to you, right? So if it doesn't take too much of my time, doesn't, susahkan I at all, if it's just a number that I need to pass, why not? Chef Farid, what do you think? Like, you've been through all kinds of fields. You've been into banking, you've gone to Netherlands, South Africa, and then back here to Telekom Malaysia. How has networking and taking care of relationships helped you?
Thanks, Isni. As you rightly mentioned just now, the little thing that make a big difference, we need to focus on that. So the question that employees always ask me, Farid, how I want to grow in my career? I always share this. I say that you must have 3 factors in order for you to grow in your career. First, core factors, the factors non-negotiable that you must have. Next is accelerators, how you want to accelerate your career. And finally, the opportunity. These are the 3 factors. In the core factors, you must you must have the right skills and knowledge. You also must have the relevant experience. You must demonstrate the right leadership behavior, as well as you must continuously performing. So these are the 5 core factors that you must have. The second one, you must have, to accelerate your career, you must be mobile, and then you must have cross-functional, and more importantly, the network that you mentioned just now. Imagine you have two candidates for promotions, both have the core competencies, 5 factors, both have the accelerators, but one person you know, the other one you do not know. Which one that you pick? Of course, you pick the one that you know. That's the reality of life. Yeah.
So that cloud, right? The influence.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think with that, Encik Farid ended it very well. I've come to my third tip. And I think we're ready to look at Q&A.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we have a few questions here. So remember everyone, do send in your questions because we have free Unify Mobile prepaid for you, which I think have like some few ringgits in here for you to start calling and start contacting your family. Here's one. For fresh graduates, what's your advice in choosing jobs? People have different perspective on it. Some people say it's okay to go beyond your studies, some are not. I would like to know what you guys think about it. Yes, I'm looking at, I'm looking at Chu to answer this. Because from engineer to marketing, now what do you think, Chu?
From my perspective, no harm to explore. It comes back to how comfortable you are to actually expand beyond your horizon, to actually try something new. To me, yes, when I initially pick up my study to study on engineering, nanotechnology to be specific, that was something fun to me, and I pick up on that. But once I graduate, I know it's a sort study that it's very hard to get a job apart from being a researcher. So I have to go something else. I have to explore something else. And TM, TM is something for me to. TM is the company that I get to explore.
Can do anything.
That can do anything. So I started from there based on my knowledge on engineering, the basic engineering. I start to pick up new skills that is on telecommunication.
Yes. Yeah.
Then slowly I build up more knowledge, and also thanks to some of my seniors, I would say I learned a lot from there.
Yes.
Yeah. So my boss, my seniors actually helped a lot. So no harm of trying, expanding on other things. Probably later, come to later on, Cik Farid will also share a little bit more tips on if you want to explore to other industry, what are the industry that you can actually look into?
Yes, thank you, Chu. Shall we move on to the next question? What's the best way to stay in touch with TM to know more about the latest products and services, upcoming events, jobs, opening? So I'm in Group Brand and Com. I need to say follow our social media.
Yes.
We have tm.com.my. We have TM Group on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. We also have Unify if you want to know about Unify. So these are the names. And I think for TM Careers, we have tmcareers.com.
Yes.
TM.com. You Google TM Careers, yes, you will find that there will be a website there on job openings and such.
Yes. As well as our LinkedIn.
Yes, and our LinkedIn, Telekom Malaysia LinkedIn. Encik Farid also is on LinkedIn. You can find Encik Farid, you can find Chu, you can find myself, Disney, on LinkedIn. So there's also a tip on that. We'll get that to that later.
Okay.
And I think we have a few more options of questions. Okay, how busy is TM using data science for their day-to-day business? Would you know? Because Chu also has another certificate.
I probably would pass to Cik Farid because it's interesting to see how from HR using data analytics in helping. Probably Cik Farid would want to share.
I think I always share this. They are the 3Ds, the future skills, the current skills required by graduates. I call it the 3Ds: data, design thinking, as well as what's the third one?
Data, design thinking.
Digital. Digital, data, as well as design thinking. So, for example, in HR, we have a team, what we call HR analytics, and we have started doing predictive analysis. So, analytics is big in Telekom Malaysia. So data, we ourselves as a digital company, we leverage on the data.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go for one more?
Yes. One last question for this
Okay.
segment.
All right.
Yeah.
Since the competition among graduates are higher, as an employer or interviewer, what do you expect from graduates? How you differentiate between confident and overconfident? Haha. Oh, it's a
That's
toughie.
that's a tough question.
I pick a toughie. But I think let's just, what do you expect from graduates? Yeah.
Okay, I think this is whether confidence or overconfidence. What will be the measurement? There's always because the standard is different. Yet I need to point to your tip number 2, which is be prepared.
Yeah.
Because depends on the culture of that particular organization. Because in an organization, you may be seen as confident, and in another culture organization, they may see you as arrogant.
Yeah, true.
So it's important for
Fine
you
line.
to be prepared. Do your research, understand more about the culture of the organization. Now the question is, how you want to learn about culture? I can tell you, as human, all of us radiate energy. So if you visit the office at the lobby, you can see the vibes of the employees. That's how you can assess a quick way of understanding the values.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because we are human, we radiate that energy.
I love that.
That's a good suggestion.
We'll go to break.
Open Unify! Open Unify!
Takes a shot and
Very, very good job.
Family, assemble! Open Unify.
Yeah. So, welcome back to the live webinar with Telekom Malaysia. The first segment, Izni. Thanks, Izni. She have shared 3 tips. Change your mindset, have the right mindset, be prepared, as well as relationship. Next, we have Chu to share with us the next 3 tips. Okay. Chu, over to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Because I said from engineering, I did a little bit geek and a little bit technical in here. So I'm sharing a little bit something that is more you can take action about. So now I'm sharing tips number 4. Learn new skills. Right. So, hello graduates. Do you think that after graduating from your university, that's the end of your study? Well, hope you are not. We should always have that mindset of lifelong learning. Always keep yourself updated with new knowledge, new skills. Learn new things. There are so many exciting things right now. This world, this current world that we are living in is very interesting because we are very connected with internets, social medias. It's so easy for you to pick up new skills. So go and learn up. So for whatever majoring that you are studying, you may be a fashion designer, you may be an engineer like me, you probably study HR or whatsoever. But it's always no harm for you to pick up a new skills. Having some knowledge on, say, data, for example, it's a top thing in top skills that people are really looking right now in the world. Learn that. You have a lot of free platforms, EDX, Coursera. You can always get yourself, learn up new skills, pick up new skills, learn new things, and probably even get yourself certified. If you to get yourself paid a little bit, you get yourself certified. And getting certified, it always gives you some plus points when you go into interviews. I believe, well, if you have been to some interviews, probably the interviewers will have asked you, I know you graduate from here and so, do you have any certificates, any specific skills that you are looking into? Probably I also can share you a little bit skills that you could look into. Chef Farid has shared it earlier. Data is one of the big things right now. So look up any courses that is about data analytics, data science, that's good. Digital marketing right now is a huge thing. I am working in something that is really huge right now. Digital marketing can range from various. You can look into websites to social medias. I'm like, come on, even makcik that is selling goreng pisang now is going to social medias.
Yeah.
So why not you?
Use QR code.
Use QR code, exactly. So why not you? Pick up those things. And lastly, this is something that has been a trend for the past 2-3 years. Is what they call design thinking. It's a methodology to train process or a very structured process of doing creative thinking.
Yes.
That's what design thinking. Go look it up. It's something that you really should look into.
Is that design thinking, is that related to applications building or
Not really, because design thinking is basically how you convert the unmet customer needs into innovation opportunities. That's design thinking. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very broad. It used to be a skills that the marketers using it. It has grown very vast. People use it for product development. People use it to solve problems. We have seen applications and how people are solving even HR problems. Solving a lot of things that you never thought of. It's a very good things to actually learn about. So now, with that, new skills that you acquired, you have to shout and actually tell other people, hey, I have acquired a new skills. I've graduated from somewhere. This is what I know.
Wait, Chu, before we get into that, can I just add?
Okay.
Can I just add? Aside
okay,
from, I think Chu is very, work thing, but for me, when you learn new skill, it doesn't have to be just work related. Because in TM, I think like in Chef Farid said, we have our fit touch, we have our cycling, and I think our HR also is developing well-being 360, where it consumes physical, your spiritual well-being as well. And I've explored a lot of hobbies and activities, and I think learning new skill could also mean keeping fit.
Yes,
In TM we have all these groups, clubs, and if you want to come build something like a new club, I think TM is also open to staff being active in that field as well. So being an entrepreneur, we also encourage that as well. So it doesn't really matter, like learn new skills is just related to work or your knowledge.
Totally
it also could be your interests, your hobbies. I think, that's also one thing that I find special in TM. Okay, tu je lah.
Oh, but that's true. Some of those soft skills that you pick up, I learned meditation.
Meditation?
So that
Wow.
I can get myself more to manage some of the
Stress,
working
yeah,
stress and all
yeah,
these
that's
things,
true,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
Okay, I want to jump to my tips number 5. Update LinkedIn and polish your resume. Maybe, I know I'm not going to get some answer right now. I'm asking on behalf of Cik Farid. Has anyone has a LinkedIn account already? If you have not, please create one. Put it this way, it's a very interesting platform. It's a professional platform where people update and share their professional experience, their professional knowledge and all these things over LinkedIn. So you can take it like a Facebook for professionals. But what is more is that recruiters, headhunters are actually going to LinkedIn and look for talents.
Yeah.
So it's a good platform for you. It's a resume 24 hours, 24/7 that is on work and help you to look for a job. So no harm on doing that. And to add on a little bit, to come back to the point on building networks, LinkedIn is a good platform for you to grow your professional networks, for you to link up with others. Just imagine your friends that have got a new job and you get to know he is working in this industry that you are interested in. You probably can get some recommendation from him to get into that job. Who knows,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yes.
Maybe Cik Farid can share more since he is
Very popular on
very popular in LinkedIn.
Yeah, what do you
Right.
think about having a LinkedIn?
Yeah, first, as you rightly mentioned, LinkedIn, all of us must have. This is where I'm surprised when I visited the campus and the students say that they yet to have LinkedIn account. So I encourage them to create, because it is, as you rightly mentioned, 24/7. So when you have a LinkedIn account, you must update at least once a week. So some tips how to update your LinkedIn: you can post, you can share articles that you have read, or you can reply to somebody's post. You can visit my post and then you can respond to my post, because I noticed that the same name will pop up. So these are the name on top of the list. So if you, let's say you ask who are you looking for, I can have a list that always pop up in my LinkedIn account. Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
just for your information, Cik Farid is very, very active in LinkedIn.
Find Farid Basir on LinkedIn.
And follow me.
Yes, follow
Follow
him. Izni, Genie and Chu.
Yeah. So now come to my tips number 6, right? Explore internship opportunity. We know currently it's a little bit difficult for people to get some permanent posts, permanent jobs.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
it's a very tough time. We do understand that COVID is not doing a good thing to every one of us. It's a challenging time.
Challenge. Yeah.
But put it this way, there are still companies that still looking for interns. They were looking for trainees and all these things to help them out and also to help the companies out. So for anyone who are still looking for a job, probably can start with looking for an internship. Internship for you is not just for you to acquire new experience, working experience, but it also can help you to build your portfolios. So if you are expert in something that you have studied in your college, in your universities, but you have not worked on any projects or whatsoever, this is a very good platform, a very good way for you to build your portfolio and to strengthen your resume and for you to go for your next interviews. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's all for my 6 tips. It's time for Q&A, so probably I will look.
Send in your questions, don't
Yep.
forget.
Send-
Apologies for the first few questions, we forgot to mention your name, but you know who you are, and I think the winner of the Unify Mobile will be contacted later.
Yes. Yes.
So we'll continue. So send in your questions, yeah? Don't forget.
Yes. Okay, I have, many questions. So let me go to Irdina. Hopefully I name it correctly. Irdina Diana Hello, Mr. Chu. What do you think skills that we can add in digital marketing field? Wow. Digital marketing is a very, very wide scope, I would say. So look for something, if you want to specialize, you can look into what we call SEO, search engine optimization. It's a field that people highly looking for
now.
Highly looking for. People that can write good articles, optimize the website. It's a skill for you to acquire. So if you want digital marketing, if you want to go in for specialization, it's something for you to look for that. And of course, digital marketing is a hot topic right now. People are looking for digital marketer. Update your LinkedIn, you will be surprised people are hunting for you.
Understand.
All right, now let me go to the second question. Other than learning technical skills, what are the top soft skills that we need in order to be an outstanding candidate? This is by Noor Afika Amiruddin. Baby.
But for me, I think it's communications.
Yes,
I'm
I
a
agree.
comm girl.
Yeah.
Day one until now. So
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Communication is very important because it will not only help you at work, it will help you in your marriage, your family, raising your child. So communicating is very, very important for me. Cik Farid? No, I
Yeah,
don't know.
one skill, problem solving. Because at the first place, why we recruit you is to solve problems.
True.
So it's important to know about problem solving. So of course you can Google it. There's a lot of free online training programs on problem solving. Yeah.
I mean, if I can also add in like a personal experience of mine. Early of last year, my dad was admitted into a hospital and he was in the ICU for 10 days. And I became the number one communicator between my family and my doctor. Because every time I went to see the doctor, I asked the right questions. And then the doctor pun macam, you ni doctor? Ke you a doctor? No, I'm not. It's just that I think maybe I asked the right questions. And that whole information gathering and questioning really helped to just keep the whole family, I think for me, grounded and just chill and when to worry, when not to worry. So ini bukan, this is feedback also I got from people. So whenever sometimes when I need to see the doctor, my brother will be like, you go, you check up, you, and then you come summarize to us. So yeah, that's just from my personal experience.
Yeah. Well, communication is crucial. It's
Yeah.
crucial. For you to deliver ideas, you need to talk. You need to speak out. So for you to impress the interviewer, you need to speak out. So definitely communication skill is something for you to look for. All right, I have another question from Hakim Abdul Razak. Learning is an important skill. The term unlearn is said to be equally important. What are your opinions regarding this as an employer? Employer.
Yeah.
Employer. So I will look into. I will look into Cik Farid.
The last one is always a tough one.
Yeah. Now people always say the future illiteracy is not about learning and reading and writing. It is to learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's the new literacy. So it is important for us to continuously, as we mentioned, continuously learn. Yeah.
So I was sharing earlier. I'm still following the Bruce Lee.
What's the Bruce Lee? Can you share with us?
Before you fill your cup, you need to empty your cup.
That's another form of unlearn, is it?
Yes, true. And then I just need to highlight. You just mentioned just now about impress as well as express. For me, your purpose is not to impress but rather to express. So when you express, people can see that you are genuine in sharing your insights or your belief or your values. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. That goes for my last Q&A for this session.
It was very.
It was very interesting, and we hope to actually answer more of your questions in
keep
a
sending
later
them in.
Yeah.
Get your Unify mobile. Courtesy of Telekom Malaysia.
All
And,
right.
Yeah, we'll go to
We'll
break.
see you in the next session.
Together, we found new ways to live together. Let's rebuild better opportunities. Together, kita jaga kita. Together, making life and business easier for a better Malaysia.
Thank you, Chu. Welcome back. Chu have shared with us 3 tips, and it's time for me to share the last 4 tips. Yeah, for all of you. Now, I'm putting myself in your shoe. I can understand because Aisha, my daughter, I have 2 daughters. So Aisha, she is in her final year, just like all of you. Final year is very important because that should be the best year of your campus life.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that, right? And then COVID-19, hit us, all of us, all over the world. And then to make things more challenging, even her convocation will not be there. So I can imagine all of you graduates out there, your final year is at home instead of at the campus, and you will not have your convocation because convocation is very important in your life. Yeah, you still remember your convocation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
So having said that, before MCO, before PKP, I know that out of 4 graduates, 1 will be unemployed. So I can imagine after MCO, there's a report that mentioned the unemployment rate is at 5.3%, as high as 5.3%. So the question that you ask, there's so many industries affected by COVID-19 pandemics. Will there be jobs? But when you at home, you realize you will order food online, you will shop online. Yeah. So this industry somehow is growing, right? So there are still industries that's still growing. Of course, there are industries which are highly impacted, like hospitality, travels, but there are industries which still growing. So when you're at home, you always need connectivity. That's where we comes in. So telecommunication is an industry. Because COVID-19 pandemic, people are more concerned about their health. So that's why healthcare industry is booming as well. Of course, you will realize that IT, Chu will share what is his insight on this. So tip number 7 is to focus on the industries that are hiring. So maybe Chu, you want to share about what kind of industry that you should be focusing on?
Probably it's more like a tips because you're obviously the more experts here. But tips I would share is look for companies, industries that has gone a lot into digital. They have digitally transformed themselves.
Yes.
it might not be very industry specific. It sometimes can be company or even business centric. But look, you go to the shops and actually see restaurants that are not so digital that probably have closed down their shops, and restaurants that they are doing Grab food deliveries and all these things that still survive until now. So those are some of the indication probably for people to actually look out companies, industries that are very digital transform themselves. Yep. So there was a thing that I saw on social media where people were asking what drives you the digital transformation for your company. Is it the CEO, the CIO? Actually, that's the last one. COVID-19. A lot of people.
For 2020.
True. Yes.
But you will not think of that a year ago, right?
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
true.
I remember when TM we introduced work from anywhere back in 2018.
It was so hard to get people to get on that.
Yeah,
honestly.
so
It
it's
was so
difficult
hard.
to
I was part
convince,
of the team.
especially the line managers,
Yeah.
to approve
Betul.
the employees'
Yeah.
application to work from anywhere. But then suddenly
Yeah.
COVID-19,
And we already had the process.
100% approved.
Yeah. And we already had the processes in place now. So oh my God, it was like we totally prepared for this
Yes.
actually.
It's very magical.
And I think I heard our Chief Strategy Officer in your webinar session, so he actually said that productivity increased by 20%.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
it's a blessing in disguise. I don't know,
True.
but
Yes.
you know, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say COVID-19 is all bad for us. I think so. There's also some greener grass there lah.
Yeah, definitely. We know the things that we tried to do for 2 years suddenly got accelerated just
Yes.
within 2 months.
Yes.
It was really amazing.
This is a truly digital disruption,
Yeah.
which lead to my tips number 8, which is relevant to tips number 7. So you have to apply job outside your industry of choice. I know that you have your choice. For example, you want to focus on FMCGs or travels, but this is the time for you to expand your scope. So by expanding your scope, go beyond your industry of choice, that will give more options to you. But having said that, this is one tips. Yeah, I realized that some applicants, what they did was they just copy the same. My suggestion, please customize your resume to the company that you apply. Because remember, when usually company we use technology to filter, so they will look for keywords. So it's important for you. Yeah. So and then I would like to share the last 2 tips, tips 9 and tips 10, which are going to combine.
Okay.
So tip 9 is all about how, as graduates, we need to be persistent, and tips number 10, you have to be patient.
At the same
Talking
time.
about persistent, I want to share the story of Thomas Edison. You know Thomas Edison?
Yes.
He's the one who invented the light bulbs. So in coming out with commercially viable light bulbs, he has came up with 10,000 prototypes. Yeah. So and then when people ask him, Mr. Thomas Edison, you have failed 10,000 times. This is his response. He said that I have not failed. I have learned 10,000 ways of not making light bulbs. So it's all about persistence. 10,000 prototypes. Can you imagine that? In our case, when you try, I think in my case, 10 times, I just give up. But this is where we need to be persistent. Isn't it? Maybe you want to share something with regards to be persistent?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So when I started joining, when I joined TM early on, there was a project that needed to be done.
Yes.
And I had to build like a whole paper project out of it. And I encountered a lot of roadblocks where I've never done papers. I was a, advertising design girl. You tell me to do contract? What? So I find it at that time, I didn't know what to do, but that was a responsibility, and my boss trusted me to do it. And at that time, my boss was a really big influence in me. Again, it's the people in TM I meet. I learned a lot from him, and persistence also came from him as well. Like if you believe in something that you want to do, keep at it until you are satisfied with whatever you've overcome or whatever you've achieved. So at the same time also, try not to step on people's toes too much, because sometimes when you're a bit too persistent, people might get a bit annoyed with how your style is, but that's where your PR and your people skill comes in. So there's like a fine line as well, and I think your tip 10 relates to that. So you be persistent, but at the same time be patient also.
Be patient, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So Isni, what Isni have discussed just now, in life, we have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. As you mentioned, you are not comfortable with doing certain things, you make it comfortable. Okay, so be comfortable with uncomfortable. Which bring us to tip number 10, which is be patient, because why? Tough time don't last. Tough credits, like all of you do.
Yes,
So
that is
remember
true.
that.
That's true.
Yeah,
So
because the longer you wait for something, the more you appreciate it when you get it. Because anything worth waiting or worth having is worth waiting. So be patient. So with that, maybe we should.
But okay, I have.
Yeah.
How about being patient? But what if that opportunity only comes to you then? What if you're presented with an opportunity, then you weigh in, and then you let's be patient. What if maybe this opportunity will come again in a year or two? How do you define that fine line between being patient and missing an opportunity? I'm experiencing that now. So how do I know? Like when do I
sometimes
be patient? When do I?
It's all about leaving your comfort zone. Because I strongly believe life begins at the end of comfort zone. Yeah, because when you let go of who you are, you will be what you might be. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
to the soul.
That's very deep. That's very deep.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think we've come
Yes.
to like 10
Q&A?
points.
Yeah, we'll come to a Q&A.
Yeah,
We'll
let's go to
probably start
Q&A.
taking some questions from the crowd, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I have here Maitali Dasini.
Yes.
Hi, Mateli. So here's the question. Hi, sir. What's your favorite part about working at the company? What does success look like in this position, and how do you measure it?
Oh, okay.
Go on.
Wow.
That's a very
First
tough one.
was you recap for him. First question.
What's your favorite part?
Okay.
Okay.
Working at the company.
Okay, favorite part.
Yeah. What does success looks like?
Favorite part dulu.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
One part. Favorite part.
Yeah,
dulu.
there's like 3 questions already there.
Yeah. It's actually 3.
No,
Yeah.
I'm the Chief Human Capital Officer. Of course, the best part is people, because in any organization, people is our greatest asset. So that's the best part. Of course, when people is our greatest asset, this is a question that my daughter used to ask me when they were younger. Ayah, do you know what is the biggest room in the world? Halls, stadium? No. The biggest room in the world is room for improvement.
Wow.
It shows that people have potentials. So it is my role to unleash and maximize their full potentials. Yeah? So that's my response to that.
I'm so glad that I have a boss like this.
Next question.
Yeah, probably continue the question. What does success look like in this position, and how do you measure it?
Now, I realize, as Isni has mentioned, small thing that make big difference. So when I talk about potential, it's all about unleashing potential, one conversation at a time. So every time I have conversations, my purpose will be how I able, after the conversation, I will add value to that particular individual. So that's something that aspire me, and that's my purpose. Yeah? And that's for me how I want to measure it.
Yeah.
So after that conversation, will that person,
you
Maybe I
better.
would also want to ask Izni for that. How do you measure your success?
You are not successful yet lah. I still have a long way to go.
No, but we still I still wonder how success would looks like for you.
Well, it's funny because I just had a conversation this morning with a fellow colleague as well. I just found out that he's also a lecturer, teaching and all that. Yeah, so I think what Encik Farid said is true. The effect that you have on that person after your conversation, after you sharing knowledge, because I've also recently taken up the role as a trainer, and that role really opened up my eyes to like, wow, I've transferred this knowledge to all these people, and it's creating these ripple effects around the company. You know, knowledge is being shared here and here and here, and my DNA is in there. And I think for me, the effect that you have and how far that knowledge you've transferred to people, your friends, I think that's kepuasan tu, that's the success, your inner puas.
I think I like to leverage on that because earlier you mentioned about listening. I realized that the best way for us to learn is to listen. Now, let's talk about listening skills. More often than not, people listen. Actually, they aren't listening. They are preparing what to respond, to answer. But in reality, listening is to understand. That's the purpose, because that's how you learn. Yeah.
You learn and you add value. You need to
Correct.
understand.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm reminding myself.
Yes. Betul.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we have time for one last
One or
question.
two more?
Yeah.
One or two more.
Yeah.
Let's try this one. I have a question from Norintan Shakina.
Norintan.
Yes, I am a software engineer student and I did my internship as an IT assistant. But I'm interested in system analyst position.
Oh, wow.
Do you think I'm applicable to apply for this position? Maybe I will take that.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Engineer
will
to
take
marketeer. Yeah.
I say I'm the geek. I put it this way, no harm of trying. No harm of trying. It's always good to try. Everything is an experience. Even going to an interview is an experience. So no harm trying, submitting. But if that's a position that you really like and you want to be in it, look at your core skills. So what are the skills that is required for the position? So maybe it's time for you to do some upskilling, take some short courses to get yourself more prepared for the position. That would help. Okay.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think.
can I have another?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, I think we are quite good for today.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your questions, and congratulations for winning the Unify mobile
prepaid pack. Yeah.
And we'll go to our band. Future ready, and you've seen our band 30 Cent, you've heard from me, you've heard from Chu, you've also heard from our Chief Human Capital Officer, Encik Farid. Encik Farid, maybe you want to give a few last words to our fellow graduates that's tuning in right now.
On behalf of the organization of Telekom Malaysia, I would like to thank all of you for joining the session. And if you want to learn more tips about kickstarting your career, I would like to invite, this is a personal invitation to all of you to join our next career webinar tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So what's the title? Be ready for the future of work, top skills employers look for. So we're going to unveil the secrets. This is the insider secret. So we'll share more tips. And if you want to know more about this webinar tomorrow, please check our LinkedIn, please check our Facebook. Yeah. Don't miss it. Chu?
Yeah, So if you like us, like the contents that we share, like the tips that we have shared, do vote for us
Yes.
at www.awards.com.my and share it to your friends, your
Yes.
families, your colleagues, peers, whoever that you can share to.
Also, if you like us, you can find us on on LinkedIn. You can also find TM on LinkedIn. So you can find me Izni, Jafarid Basir,
Yes.
and Shu on LinkedIn because that's where you network, right? So if
Yeah.
you want to know more, you can ask us on any matters related to work. And I think that's all from us.
Yes.
Thank you for watching,
so
everyone.
Thank you for watching and
And
goodbye.